So let's look at something called setters and getters. Let me actually just clean a little bit of this up. I realize since I have string up here, I could make this maybe it's just a little bit easier to maintain by doing this. Okay. And what I want to do here is let's actually talk about something that's kind of interesting called getters and setters. The way that I like to think about this is that it gives us the ability to either massage our data when we're getting it from our database or massage our data when we're inserting into our database. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm just going to do a console.log here when everything else is done, and let's just take a look at Mo. Now again, if we look at Mo, we'll see a lot of stuff, but really, I really am only interested in looking at Mo's values, which are over here. So let's say for whatever reason, and again, some of this is a little bit nonsensical, but you could make cases for when you would want to use this. But let's say what I want to do is when I end up getting this data from the database, I want to massage it coming out. And again, it's important here for correct binding that you don't use arrow functions because you want to use the word this. What I could end up doing is I could say return this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a method called getDataValue. And I'm going to look for the first name, data value. And if I just did this, it would make absolutely no sense because that's actually what's happening under the hood. But I could go over here and I could take the data value and I could say, I don't care how I store it in the database. Could be uppercase, could be lowercase. But when I end up grabbing it out of there, I want to end up seeing it in uppercase. Again, I'm not saying this is the most useful way to do this, but just to sort of prove that this is working, if I go over here and say select name from users, that's right, select first name, and again, I'm going to have to put these in quotes, from users, I'll see that they're still lowercase. Again, just to show you that I could really do anything here, I could say take this and split it. And now, when I'm getting it, I'm actually getting it as a different type. I'm going to get it back as an array. Again, makes not a ton of sense here, but you have the ability to do it. So you would end up doing that when you would end up pulling data out. What if I wanted to do something differently here? And I said, hey, look, I don't care what they give me, but you know what? I'm storing whatever they give me, I'm going to end up storing it in uppercase. So set ends up getting passed a value. And so this will end up getting passed our first name here. And what we could do is that we could call set data value. And what I'm going to end up doing here, when I end up setting the value, I'm going to take first name, and I'm going to end up, not split, I'm going to say to uppercase. So now this gives me the ability to massage the data that's going in. Again, this is getting bound, so you have to use the function keyword. And if I do this, I'll see not only am I seeing Mo in caps, but if I look at Mo in the database, they're in caps as well. Again, doesn't make a ton of sense here. I'm going to take this out. But these, again, give you the ability, I like to always say, massaging the data coming out with a GET request, massaging the data going in, putting a key GET and a function, massaging the data going in by putting the key SET with a function.